Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. Normally, I'm saying good morning to everybody, but a little bit later start time today. Thank you for everybody for bearing with me. So, as to say thank you to everybody, thought that I would give everybody a treat and also invite on the only person here that I talk K props with and take K prop advice from. My guy, Sharpie, how are you doing, my friend? I know that you were coming off a massive day. Tell the people how yesterday went.
I thought I was psychotic at one point for betting 2 team totals and an under in the same game, but everything fucking told me. I break down one pitcher at a time, and I was like, fuck, 1 team total under. Well, fuck, the other team total. Well, I like both fucking game it is. So I ended up fucking nice day yesterday. I mean, I post all my action on show days, so we went 6-0. But like I say every day, it don't matter what we did yesterday. I mean, we slept good, but we are 0-0 today, and that's what matters, bro. So, you, I believe, swept as well, didn't you? I mean,
we did. I also wanted to give a shout out to Zimmy, one of my VIP guys. And yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. My friend swept the board with VIP last night, even and wasn't all strikeout props either. I actually had I had 2 overs. I had the Dodgers, the Doyers over, and the Mets team total over. Both of those hit. It's always nice when you're on an over and there's 7 runs in the first inning. That's all in the first 2 innings. That's always a good thing. But yeah, there were a few things to cover from last night. But before we do that, just wanted to let everybody know that this show is being brought to you on behalf of the Daily Bread Network on YouTube. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Gets access to all of our content. And also, please follow me if you're not already, at SpinDoc Sports on X. Follow my guy, Sharpie's Bets on X as well. Please like the video. Please give it a share. It's also brought to you on behalf of Win the Day VIP. You can see the current VIP record below. I know my guy is hitting at roughly the same percentage. Both of us each year, we're right at about 60%. You know, it's so funny. Sharpie, real quick. So my son turns 18 next month, and we were just talking about, we're going to, write a passage, take him to his first casino and all that. And was talking about how with most bets, you have to win at like 52, 53% to be profitable. And I was kind of talking about, because he's a big numbers guy too. And he looks at me, he goes, well, what do you win at? And I go, about 60. He goes, what does Sharpie win at? About 60. He goes, oh, that's why you guys win so much. I'm like, yeah, that would be why. So I know you're hitting at about the same thing. But other than the guys that you played, anything else that you noticed from last night, specifically with Freddie Peralta and Hunter Green? Because I know you cashed both of them. I decided to just say fuck Freddie Peralta. He's on my no list till he proves something. But he proved something.
He came out throwing 97, bro, for the first time in a month and a half, bro, and he stayed 96. That was the only difference. And he was using his slider versus lefties. He was throwing it to Lux. And that's what I was worried about. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, you want to go curveball now? Because he's like, all of a sudden, he just threw it away. He came back as old Freddie Peralta last night. That was nuts. One real quick thing that just blew my mind: the Giants designate Lamont Wade Jr. for assignment.
Just now?
Yes, sir.
Wow, he wasn't even having that bad of a season.
He's one of their guys who don't strike out. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that might take. Well, we're not talking about him, but that might take Pivetta out of contention, or put Pivetta in contention for an over tonight. Interesting. He's one of their highest. Him and Jung Ho are one of their 2 of their highest contact guys.
I see him going straight to the Padres, bro, or the Diamondbacks. He's going to stay in the division. Someone's going to pick him up.
Oh yeah. Want to say what's up to Shawnee? Well, what's up? You want to get your thoughts on Gore? You will get our thoughts on Gore. We are going to cover him today. So, yep, we will get to him in just a moment. But we have 4 pitchers to go over today, 2 from myself, 2 from my guy Sharpie, and we'll go in alternating order. But the first one I want to get to immediately, because this game does start in under an hour. So not a guy that you normally hear either one of us talking about, but my guy sees something here. And Lucas Giolito, the right-hander, striking guys out at a 19.1% clip, walking guys at a 7.4% clip. He gets the Angels today at 1:35 p.m. We have a slightly juiced under 5.5 at -132 and a plus money over. So he's not a normal topic of conversation on either one of our shows, but I know you saw something. So what do you see in Mr. Giolito?
I got my 2023 book right here, bro. Because let's go Lucas Giolito in that book, bro. You don't bet Lucas Giolito. Why are you betting him now? Because there's been a time where I have bet him. And this is a spot, guys, that I just can't let go today. And Lucas Giolito gets his shot at home versus his old hometown team, a kid who grew up in Southern California, who was traded for them a few years back, and then they let him walk to Boston. This is his first time seeing them since then, and he's been out since Tommy John all of last year. It's straight up get back season. Not saying he gonna have a good game, but I think he comes out head hunting today. Now, Giolito, guys, has been back for 6 games, and if you look at his metrics, we see a guy who has some of the worst zone contact and chase contact numbers of his career. Well, I'm not putting too much into that, guys, as 6 of those games, guys, were versus 4 of the top 10 teams in chase contact that he's faced were 4 of these teams. And then out of these 6 games that he faced, 3 of them were also top 7 in zone contact. So it's been some tough sledding, guys, but it's been matchup based in my opinion. And for years, I used chase as the key just to open the door with Giolito, as if you chase, good luck. As since 2019, his chase contact is 10% better than league average. So when we run this projected lineup, guys, we have 5 guys who do not chase. It's actually the top 5 with the bottom 4 who do. Yet we have past history. And the past history on Soler and Trout who don't chase says he gets them. So now we flip that 5-4 to a 6-3 to the over. And when I run this pitch mix versus this lineup, I come up with multiple ways of getting 6, with Chenal in the 2-hole and Newman in the 9-hole being the 2 dead spots. Now, it is baseball hitting weather, guys, in Boston, and he can get the shit kicked out of him. But you can also hit your strikeouts while that happens, but I do prefer it to be a nice, easy day. Either which way, guys, I cross-checked all the lineups that Giolito has seen this year, and this will be the first time where the zone contact, and chase, with the past history now being involved, all point to being in his favor. Now, I need him to show up, guys, but if he does, this is a potential ladder spot, as I can see 9 in this day if he does. So I did only go half unit on the 5.5 at -105. I am thinking about taking a little dart throw on the 8, but I'm not going to get fully invested in a guy 6 games back in. But like you played him versus Toronto. The chase was there in that lineup. Nothing else was that day, and he torched him for 7. He got lit up that day, and he still hit his K props. That can be in the cards. I hope it's not, but I see 6 for him, and I got to ride it.
I like it. I like it. I don't have anything to add because Giolito was not even on my radar, and that's why I love talking K props with this guy, because he finds that stuff where I'm like, and then well, because we were talking about it while I was on my way home to set this up, and I was like, well, shit, that makes a lot of sense. Like, that makes so much sense. We got Tristan, shout out to Tristan here in the chat saying, tapping in from Boston, it is definitely that kind of weather. So it is definitely that kind of weather out there. So we got somebody live on the ground agreeing with you.
Another thing, though, too, about getting torched that I brought up to you that I didn't write down in here is Red Sox need length. They need their guys right now to go at least 5-6 innings. Their bullpen is tired. Their starter the other day didn't make it out the first. So even if Giolito is getting torched, they may leave him out there for 5, and that's all I may need to get 6.
Yep, and that's something for anybody who maybe is joining for the first time or one of the first times if you're betting on strikeout props, is that when you are on an over for a strikeout prop, the earned runs are not always correlated. I get asked all the time, like, if I take a guy to get over on Ks, like, oh, so whoever, whatever team, like if I take Hunter Green to hit his Ks, it's like, So Reds money line. I'm like, I didn't say Reds anything. I said Hunter Green and I said strikeouts. I didn't say nothing else about anything.
Hey,
And
I
that
give out
happens
the I
so
give out
much.
the Brewers team total under 2.5 versus Crochet through the first 7. So they're like Crochet for the win, right? I'm like, no. And he ends up losing 3-2 and I cash.
Yep.
Hey, don't try to change our bets, please.
No, it happens all the time. So just know that unless there's any overwhelming evidence that or something that we say where you can sneak something or some other kind of play in, if we say strikeouts, we mean strikeouts only. So anything else on Giolito?
I'm good.
All right. All right. We're moving on. I know that Shawnee had asked about him, so we'll talk about him. Man, the man who is the machine this year, Mr. Mackenzie Gore, striking guys out at 36.2%, walking guys at 7.5%, gets the Cubs tonight at 645. And this line is about exactly where I thought it was going to be at a 6.5. Pretty much juiced both ways. Now, normally when you see a book juice things like this, what it tells you is that they're unsure if they think that he's going to get one number or the other, in this case being 6 or 7. It also can mean that if you look at overall strikeout metrics for, especially against left-handed pitching, you do see that the Cubs are top 10 in not striking out against lefties. Furthermore, what you see is that with Gore's only spending 47.5% of his time in the zone and getting a 31.8% chase rate, which is way or significantly above pitcher average, and getting chase contact that is just absolutely absurd, 42.1%. That's one of the best marks of any pitcher in baseball. His chase stuff this year, especially his curveball and his slider, have just been absolutely disgusting, generating almost a 50% whiff rate. Now, normally you would see all of that and you would just think strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. But you have a lineup here with the Cubs, which as of right now, I would be surprised if it's anything but. The lineup is 2 lefties and 7 righties. Now, with this lineup, I'm only seeing 3 guys who chase. Pete Crow Armstrong, of course, chases. Shaw does chase slightly above league average, and Nico Horner also chases above league average, but also is a very, very high contact guy. So you add all that up and you might think, wow, do we dare take an under? No, please don't do that. And the reason why is because it hasn't made a damn bit of difference with Mackenzie Gore this year. Mackenzie Gore is just a slightly lesser National League version of Tarek Skubal this year, where it hasn't mattered who the opponent is. It hasn't mattered where he's going, what the situation, whether you have chasers, non-chasers, contact teams, non-contact teams, don't make any bit of difference. This man has torched them all. He's had lineups very recently that don't chase. Out in Seattle, he got 8. Against San Francisco, where they had, I think it was 6-3 that don't chase, he got 9. Against the Cardinals, who have, I think it was 5-4 or 6-3, he got 7. He's also faced off against a couple other teams that haven't chased and have gotten it's just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. So you go up and down this lineup and you do see there's a little bit of history, nothing really to write home about, but he has gotten Hap, who's leading off 3 out of 8 times and who also is not a chaser. He has gotten Pete Crow Armstrong only 2 plate appearances, but he's also gotten Nico Horner. It's 11 plate appearances, only twice. But you got to remember, there's a lot of pitchers that are chase pitchers that have never struck out Nico Horner. He's one of the best contact guys in baseball. He's right up there with Jung-Hoo Lee and Arise and Kwan from a contact perspective. So the fact that Gore's even gotten him twice says something that he actually can be gotten. Now, the other thing with Gore is that in addition to his just ridiculous chase contact, he's not allowing contact in the zone either. He's under 76%, or I think it's 76.3%. So I look at this Cubs lineup, and if I'm going in threes, 1, 2, 3, Hap, Tucker, Suzuki. Hap, average, decent zone contact. Tucker, good zone contact. Suzuki, decent zone contact. But then you get into guys like Swanson and Crow Armstrong. Dansby Swanson swings a ton in the zone, doesn't make contact. PCA chases a ton, doesn't make contact, and is very prone to striking out. And then you go down to Shaw, who is also under for contact. So what I'm coming up with in this lineup is I can very, very easily get to 6 with Mackenzie Gore because he just is that dude. And that's something where there are very few pitchers that I will say this about, where I'm just looking at just not blindly, but just making double, triple sure that the line matches up and just saying, this guy is just that damn good. Tarek Skubal's one of them, and Mackenzie Gore is right on the cusp of being another. So I think if you're looking at this one, you want PCA in the lineup, Crow Armstrong, you want Shaw in the lineup, you want Dansby Swanson in the lineup. And if this lineup is what is projected, and especially if the lineup is what's projected and we're still getting it close to even money, Mackenzie Gore has just been that damn good. And so the combination of the 3 that do chase plus the 3 to 4 that have zone contact that are right around league average or under, and Gore being at home where he has hit 9, 7, 8, and 7 every start this year, outs match up, hits match up, earned runs match up. I can't think anywhere but over for Mackenzie Gore. What say you, Sharpie?
I mean, like we talked about, I'm like, I think you texted me a couple weeks back. You're like, bro, I think he's just on that. You got to fucking bet him almost every time right now. And I was like, bro, you're right. And you brought up the chase being not there and him hitting it. There's been 2 other times this year where he's seen a lineup where 6 people didn't chase, like he's seeing today. He had 9 versus the Reds and 9 versus the Orioles. You can't fucking look under right now. And the thing that sold me on him last week was his walks. They were saying he wasn't going to walk 2. Today they're saying it's fucking maybe 2, bro. It's 1.5 minus 145 to the over. Like, if this guy's not walking 2 with the type of stuff he has right now, it's over or nothing until the books want to correct. But you're going to get better numbers versus teams like the Diamondbacks, teams like the Cubs, teams that don't strike out. You're going to get better numbers, and this is one of those situations. So it's going to be over or nothing for me. It's just got to wait for the lineups. And I was also looking at the team, like some type of way of taking the team total under or Mackenzie earned runs under, as these guys say they are middle of the pack, ISO versus lefties. But yet when you go back and look at the guys I'd bet on, Abbott, Lodolo, any other guy, there was plenty of actual other guys. I just don't have it written down. They're not getting more than 2 earned runs, if anything, off of these guys. So Mackenzie Gore, back him however you want. Like, if you want to back him, today's the day, because these Cubs don't hit regular lefties, and he's a top 3 lefty in the league right now. A 26-year-old man finally growing into his prime. Don't forget, he's a kid.
Yep. Keith joining us. Thanks for joining, my guy, saying Gore has been good since San Diego. If you know, you know he has been. And that's where, when you really look back and look at all the particulars of the Juan Soto trade, I don't see how the Nationals,
they have nothing left for him over there. They got Soto and Bell, who are on different teams.
Yeah. I don't see how the Nationals didn't win that trade, because Gore has the stuff to be a number 1 starter for years upon years. And I think that the Padres saw it, but I think that the Nationals, when they made the Soto trade, I think that they bought at the absolute right time. They bought right before Gore took off, and he's had some good pitching coaches in Washington too. So yeah, Gore is that dude. And Godspeed KD joining us. Thank you for joining, my guy, saying morning, fellas. Gore got Jung-Hoo Lee in that game. He got him looking too. Just painted a fastball, and Jung-Hoo Lee is a pretty patient hitter. Also saying Tucker might not play. If Tucker doesn't play, that makes the over very easy, especially
that's gonna fly. The juice will fly on that. It might even move.
You'll be paying minus 140 or more, minus 150. Yeah. Especially if Swanson, Crow Armstrong, and Shaw are the
put Bush in there.
Yeah, there you go. Swanson, Crow Armstrong, and Shaw are the 3 you want if you want to take an over, absent of any other changes. All right, we will move on, and we'll go to Sharpie's second pitcher, his love-hate relationship with Jose Barrios, the righty, who I've written off completely. So I'll defer to my guy here. Striking guys out at 22.2%, walking guys at 9.6%. He gets the Phillies at 707 tonight. We have a 4.5 at minus 136 and a slightly plus money under at on most books. So like I said, I've written this guy off. So and you're the Barrios whisperer anyway. I'll defer to you. What say you about Barrios?
No, I was the Barrios whisperer, guys. We're gonna talk about my stepson, as he used to be my son. In 23 and 24, guys, he was my most profitable pitcher bet, as I've been hitting him over 80%. Well, 2025 has been a different story, guys, and I've had rules in the past. If you fuck me once, okay. Fuck me twice, damn. The third time, it's like, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing here, so I need to stop betting the guy, and I put my hands up and let him be. And the games I've let him be where he should shine, guys, he went out and danced underwater and didn't get wet. He had nothing less than 8 versus the A's, Angels, and Red Sox, all bottom feeders when it comes to chase contact. The key that I've used for years with Barrios. Now, the key has never made sense is if you look at his metrics through his career, he's 1.2% worse than league average at zone contact, 3% worse at league average in chase contact, and he is a guy who nibbles on the edges of the zone. So it doesn't help if you have a good ump in the game because he's literally trying to paint corners. So all in all, guys, is the chase contact there in this Phillies lineup, and you bet your ass it is. 7 of the 9 are worse than league average. So if this is the lineup I get, then fuck me sideways. This may be the last time I bet Barrios, but it will be a shot, guys, and not a whole unit bet. If you don't know how I'm betting right now, I'm putting 150 on a full unit, and I'm putting 50 on my shots and 100 on team total unders. It's just how I've been hitting, and I'm okay losing $50. I like to say I come 50 in a napkin, but I at least have calculated guesses that I'm going on. I'm not just like throwing a dart in the fucking wall. So this is the same spot for me with Barrios as like Giolito. Maybe like a freaking bet a half unit on the 6 and then take a shot on the 8 or 9, because if he gets 6, I believe the 8 or 9 is there. It's been like that with Mayer and Peralta the last few days. You know, when my people ask me, they're like, well, do you think he can get 8? My response was, well, if he gets 7, he's getting 8. And yesterday with Peralta, my response to paying juice for the 5.5 was, if he gets 6, he's getting 7. So my thing here with Barrios, if he gets 6, 8 is definitely in the cards. So fuck me running. It may be my last time I bet him. I hope it's not. I hope I'm right, and I can start fucking unloading on him again.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm going to defer to you because I have written this guy off. He's not quite so. For those of you that have been in my VIP or even listened to me on Sharpie's show, last year I created what was called last year the Rodon list, and it was called that thing because of the pitcher who it's named after, who last year, no matter what side I bet on this man, over, under, doesn't matter, he fucked me every single time. I even said that last year Carlos Rodon would have found a way, if I would have bet on his over and his under in the same game, he would have found a way to make me lose both. I promise you. Jose Barrios has been kind of that guy this year, so that's why I defer to my guy to my right here and listen to him about Barrios, and I don't even try to fuck with this man. So I still love the guy as a pitcher because he did a lot of great things for my hometown Twins, but from a betting aspect, he just confounds me. So I'm gonna defer to my guy on him. I see JT joining. What's up, my guy? He said, dang, I feel like Barrios pitched yesterday. Has it already been 5 days? He kind of leaves that taste in your mouth, doesn't he? He just kind of leaves that taste in your mouth where you're like, oh, fuck this guy again. What's up to Roger? Always on for both of us. Roger, appreciate you, my guy. Always active, always sharing both of our stuff. Appreciate you. And says, for real, same with Gore and Sale. Well, that's a good segue. That's a good segue, Roger, because we do have Chris Sale to close. And Chris Sale, striking guys out at a 30.1% clip, walking guys at a 6.6% rate, gets the Diamondbacks at home in a rematch from earlier this year at 7:15. And we do have, it's just certainly not a 4.5 because that wouldn't be a good bet. So we have a 6.5 at minus 120, lightly juiced. It's basically the same way that Gore is set up. It's the same thing that way that Gore is set up, but it is not the same situation in the slightest. So, as I mentioned before, Sale did face the Diamondbacks on April 25th. That was in Arizona, where they have a much higher contact rate, much lower strikeout rate, and only struck out 4, struggled, and didn't even complete more than 15 outs. Since then, the man has been virtually a machine, going 10-10, 8-8, 6-8. And he gets these same Diamondbacks again, against whom there is ample history and not a whole lot of strikeout success. So the question then becomes, is with the change in scenery to being at home and with getting them the second time around, can you trust Chris Sale? Well, I'm here to tell you that I don't know if I can. Now, I'm not sure that I want to be on an under for this man, especially at home and especially given the humidity he's likely to be pitching in. These are the kind of situations where Sale can go out and murk a team for 8+, especially in a rematch. However, and I'll let Sharpie share this about some psychological little piece from playing into his last start that he told me, but I want to let you tell him because I know that because you're the one that heard it. But I'll go through the numbers. So Chris Sale this year has lived in the zone, 51.3%, and he does get below average zone contact at 80.6. He also has absurdly good chase contact, 43.9. That's almost as good as Mackenzie Gore and gets guys to chase a little better. Now, the problem that he has, or the problem that he had last time with this Diamondbacks lineup, and I would be surprised if it's a whole lot different than the one that he faced, because right now it is projected to be 2 lefties and 7 righties. Now, of those guys, there is some ample history here from a strikeout perspective. Grichuk, who is projected to be in, he's gotten 7 out of 27 times. Lourdes Gurriel, 8 out of 28. That's average, but not the greatest. Ketel Marte, who is going to be in the lineup tonight, I'm sure, 2 for 15. Corbin Carroll, 2 for 8. And then the only guy that he's gotten with any regularity in this lineup has been Gino Suarez, 6 Ks in 11 plate appearances, and also got him last time as one of his 4. Actually, I think he might have gotten him twice. But anyways, Chris Sale, the only guy he's had any reasonable degree of success against in this lineup has been Gino Suarez. The other problem that he's facing is that of this projected lineup, there is a whole bunch of good zone contact. So you have Grichuk, you have Perdomo, you have Gurriel, you have Marte, you have, even Suarez is about league average. You have, I think, 6 is what I'm coming up with in the likely lineup with Naylor too. 6 have zone contact above league average. So we go over to the chase and we see it's a similar story where a number of them do chase. So like Carroll, Naylor, Grichuk, Gurriel, Suarez, but like all those guys chase above league average. The problem is, you got a guy like Corbin Carroll that makes zone contact 10% above, or chase contact 10% above league average. You got Naylor, who's almost 7% above league average. Gurriel is 5%. You see where I'm going with this. Just Chris Sale's pitch mix is just not, and the way he pitches is just not very conducive to striking out Arizona. And so can I get to a over on this one? I don't think that I can if this is the projected lineup. I think that we're getting a slightly inflated price on this one just because he has been so dominant lately. And the other thing is that Sale has only been dropped to a 6.5 in one home start this year. That was against the Padres, who are another high zone contact team, and he only got 6. Now, looking at his other numbers, his outs are at 18.5, which is normal. Earned runs and hits are both where they should be. So in absence of any major lineup changes, I don't like the over here at all. I'm not sure that I can get there with an under either to fade Sale at home and the Diamondbacks on the road, who can be more prone to strike out there. But Sharpie, I know that you had a little bit interesting tidbit about Sale that might play a factor here.
Yeah, I mean, I seen it after the game last week, or else I would have probably bet my life savings on Chris Sale before the game if I would have seen it. But Chris Sale in the dugout before the game, they told him right before he went out, guys, that Zach Wheeler said he didn't want to pitch the first game. He wants the second game to go heads up versus Sale. You put a chip on Chris Sale's fucking shoulder, bro. And he went out there, bro, in the dugout, fist bumping, all this before the first pitch. This dude was jacked to the gills. I always talk about how Chris Sale knows how to turn the velo up now. Because if he throws 96, 97 all the time, he will get hurt. It's happened to him throughout his whole career. So he will throw 92, 93. And once a runner gets in scoring position, he will turn the velo up to 96 plus. He gets it. Last week, guys, it was 96, 97 from the first fucking pitch to the last fucking pitch. And I just told myself after seeing that, him in the dugout were pumped up for that game. I says, man, you can't bet Sale next week. You just can't. No matter what happens, Sharpie, just let him go. And then I seen it was versus the Diamondbacks, and I was like, fucking, well, if I was to let him go versus anybody, it would be versus this team. As we can go back through his last, I believe it's 6 starts. I've won every one except for that Diamondbacks one, where either I'm taking his strikeouts or like versus the Padres, I took the team total under and stayed off the strikeouts that game. Either which way, the humidity is damn near 85%. They have something called corn sweats out in Atlanta, guys, in St. Louis, where they're starting to grow corn. The humidity is fucking different. The ball fucking flies. And with that much zone contact and with a guy that lives in the zone, he could give up runs today. But then you can also have runners in scoring position. So if there's runners in scoring position, he's going to try to strike you out. And that's where I'd be afraid to take the under on, is because I think there's going to be base runners today.
All right. Well, we have a few thoughts on Sale here. Kid Keon says, I like Sale walks. What was it at, actually? I didn't is it at 2.5 to the under or 1.5?
It'd probably be 1.5. That guy doesn't walk people.
Right now it is 1.5. Under 1.5 is -150. I would for sure defer to the under on this one just because of the zone and how much the Diamondbacks swing. I don't know if anybody's walking today. And then Roger saying, I like under 5.5 hits allowed. I'm assuming he means for Sale. And Brandon, thank you for the shout out, Brandon. So pumped you guys are on today. Love the breakdowns you provide. Appreciate all the hard work and sharing this with us. Smashing the like now. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that and appreciate you. All right. Anything else about Sale?
Nah, it was just I had to let him go type spot anyways because of last week, and this is the perfect time to let him go. If there was a day for him to have a bad day, it's like you said, it's all in the numbers.
Yeah, and that's probably like another little tidbit that because I know Sharpie, that you and I talk about this, is that and you quoted it last year and I borrow it now, is that lessons are free. Lessons are always free and they don't have to cost you any money from a betting perspective. You can just take a free lesson, see how he comes out. And that's what the two of us do a lot, is that when you pass on a guy, it doesn't mean that you just write him off and you just forget about him and just look at him for the next start. What it means is you remember things and document things about how the line was set, what the lineup looked like, and then what did he do? Because the books draw heavily on past history. Always have, always will, because that's also what the public loves to bet on, is past history. So when you can draw information from that, and that's why Sharpie, I know that like your notebook just has fucking just now chapters of information about past lineups that's just gold. And that's what you got to do, is you got to keep track of what was the zone contact. Was it 6-3 or was it 5-4? Was it, and did they have 4 guys who chased or they have 5? And where did they bat? Those types of things are what you can use in the future. And it doesn't have to cost you $1 today. So if there's any TED talk that I can give for today's show, that would be it. Let's see, Cover King saying, I watched Barrios' last start. He was feeling it. Looks like he was having fun out there. I hope he succeeds. I honest to God do. I honest to God hope that Barrios succeeds. Like I said, he's a former Minnesota Twin. He did great things for us. He pitched his ass off for us. He took getting traded in stride. He understood. So yeah, I like him. And Cover Kings is on the under 0.5 units on Chris Sale, under 6.5 plus 105. I don't blame you a bit. All right, other looks. Any other looks that you might have today, Sharpie, for sides, totals, anything?
I'm pissed off that I didn't fucking back Abbott's earn runs because I was scared off by the 2.5 juice, and he's out here fucking no hitting these bitches through 3.
Is he I was gonna say he's either getting blitzed or he's blitzing them, right?
I don't think he's got strikeouts though, bro. I just think he's fucking rolling them over. Oh,
No,
he's got 3 strikeouts. He's fucking murdering Milwaukee.
Yep. Roger saying Cal Quantrill is so garbage. Oh yeah, very, very much so. Actually, in I forget what it was, 2 years ago in VIP. It was the quickest cash that we ever had was when the Guardians in a playoff game against the Yankees started Cal Quantrill, and I gave out I gave out under 3.5 strikeouts, and he threw 18 pitches and gave up like 3 earned runs, and they yanked him right away because it was an elimination game. It was although the quickest cash that I've ever had was and most books paid it out was when Pablo Lopez. It was when the Braves and the Marlins had gotten into a bean war the night before, and the warnings carried over. And the very, very first pitch, he just threw right at Acuna's back and got tossed. So I was on the under for that one pitch and cash. Let's see, saying complete garbage. Kid Keon is agreeing. All right. For sides and totals today, as you know on this show, for those that watch, I only give out plus money sides. I don't find that there's a whole lot of value in betting heavy juice money lines for baseball. So the Nationals is one that I like today. When you're getting plus money on Gore at home, that's always something that I'm interested in. I also don't mind the Orioles at plus 108. There's actually some indications that Cade Povich could have a decent start. He's actually got the kind of stuff that can be decent against the Mariners. And I think that would be about it from that. And then from a totals perspective, I mean, I've given it out the last 2 days. It's hit the last 2 days. Don't go away from it now. Padres Giants, the under again, under 7. It's hit easily each of the last 2 nights. And then the only other one I think might have some value is Royals and Cardinals under 8 or 8.5 if you can get that. Sharpie, any thoughts on? I know you don't normally touch these guys, but Boyd or Clark Schmidt?
No thoughts on them, but I'm pissed off, man. I was looking at that freaking. It was a Cubs team total. First 5 was like minus 155 at 2.5.
Yep.
It's now 1.5 at like minus 135 to the over.
Ooh.
And I'm like, fuck, I just lost a run, but I was afraid to pay juice. But that's what happens when you go back and forth on crap.
Yeah. Clark Schmidt, no. I actually hate the way he's lined entirely. The reason why is because I'm not going to try to, I'm certainly not paying minus 165, minus 170 for an over here on the 4.5. But I think that there's also many paths to 5 for him, especially if you're going to put Noel, you're going to put Arias. The Guardians lineup, while as a team, their overall K percentage looks decent. You go past that first 4 and, oh my Lord, every single one of them can K every single game with Schneemann, Manzardo, Arias, Noel. I mean, I can just go on and on. Basically, once you get past Quan, Ramirez, and Santana, it's a whole shaky crapshoot, but I'm not really that interested in paying minus 174.
I mean, if I had balls, I'd take Noah Cannon under today.
Oh, the White Sox?
As he's going up, who's he pitch for? He pitches for Kansas City.
Oh, no. Oh, against the Cardinals. I'm sorry.
He's a worse version of Andrew Abbott, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I was thinking the Cardinals, because he just hides the ball. That's what he does, and you can't do that versus this team.
Yep. And then a couple things to close before we get out of here is that tomorrow I will, in addition to on the show, in addition to strikeout props, I'll also have some NBA Finals looks for everybody. And then coming soon is also on through the Daily Bread Network is Sosa Picks and I, who we broadcast on NFL a lot. We will be doing a lot of stuff with preseason football, fantasy football, all that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. But before we get out of here, Sharpie, tell them where they can find you and tell them what you got going on.
Man, Bakken Dead 2 times a week on the Odds Bunch on YouTube. I'm Sharpie's Bets on Twitter. And yeah, we didn't talk Mick Abel, the 100-mile-per-hour freaking kid from freaking Philly.
Do you think he can get 5Ks today?
I don't know. It's fucking the wrong team to get 5Ks from.
And it's the wrong team when you just blaze fastballs in the zone to try to get 5Ks against.
Yeah.
There's teams you can do that against, but it ain't the one he's facing today.
This ain't the one, man. Fuck, he might be on my under Hail Mary or just take Barrios over him and some crazy stupid shit.
Yeah.
Either which way, I'm gonna have some fun with that one.
Yeah, he throws heat, but not a lot of movement though, if I remember right from the limited history that I've seen. But
like fastball sinker 60% of the time.
Yeah, but for against some teams though, 100's 100. Heat is heat, man. So, all right, that will do it for us today. A huge shout out and thank you to my guy Sharpie. Thank you for joining short notice and the change in time. Appreciate everybody being here with the change in time. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to Zimmy. Shout out to Shawnee, Silu, Tristan, Cover Kings, Keith, Godspeed KD, Roger, JT, Kid Keon, Brandon, and I think I covered everybody. So I'm Spin Doc. This is Sharpie's Bets. This is brought to you on behalf of the Daily Bread Network. Please follow both of us on X at Spin Doc Sports at Sharpie's Bets. Best of luck in everything that you're tailing, and we will see you tomorrow. Yep.